Hi, my name is Kim. I've been seeing Dr. Jodie for about, 5 or 6 sessions so far. When I came in to see him, I was filled with chronic inflammation. I had several surgeries, abdominal surgeries for fibroid tumors. I ended up having 2 hysterectomies, endometriosis, and then chronic digestive problems where my stomach was always bloated and distended and like severe cramping, where sometimes I couldn't even walk. And so during my treatment, that has tremendously gotten better. I have a lot of scar tissue from all the surgeries, and Dr. Jodie has been great at working that out. Also, I had a lot of inflammation in my breast tissue, and so just after a couple of treatments, that's probably decreased by about 30%. Also, I was misdiagnosed with a thyroid problem, and came to find out that I was on medication for a year that I didn't need to be, and so that caused me to feel basically my thyroid had been overworking for so long that it stopped working. So I was extremely exhausted, not sleeping, maybe 2-3 hours a night for probably a year that went on, which is really bad. And now I'm sleeping much better, getting at least 7 hours, which that's good for me. I had no energy when I came in here, like comatose, laying on the couch, couldn't move, not motivated to do anything, and I used to work out like 6 days a week, a couple hours a day at the gym, and I just could not get out of off the couch. So that has improved. My energy is back, and that's been a huge comfort for me. And then along with the swelling in my abdomen, which is significantly better. Still have a little bit of work to do, but I'd say probably I'm about 60-70% better already. Just a couple of days ago, I started experiencing some pressure, like fluid buildup in my ear. And that's happened to me before in the past, and I would go see the doctor, and they usually treat me for an ear infection, or if I had wax buildup. And so I think that was part of all the fluid and the toxicity draining out of my system. And so he did a couple treatments with that, and that has improved also. So I'm grateful for all the little tweaks that he's doing for my poor body. It's been through a lot the last few years. And the pain that I've been suffering in my abdomen, I've been dealing with for 30 years. So, and all the surgeries that they've done on me has only made it worse, and no one's really been able to subside the pain that I have in my stomach. When I'd have an examination, I'd want to kick the doctor in the face because it was so painful. So the fact that he's allowed to touch me and he does it and it's much less painful now, I'm very, very grateful for that. Because of all the toxicity and all the fluid in my body, my breasts were out of control. Even though I've had large breasts since I was like 16, I actually had a reduction like 20 years ago because I was having back pain, and I'm an athletic girl, and that was kind of getting in the way of that. So Dr. Jodie has educated me about the bad effects of surgery. So he has done some treatments to remove or reduce that fluid from my breast. I've been researching. I've done a lot of homework on the internet, and that's not always the best of information, but sometimes I would go in to see my primary care doctor and say, what do you think about this, and what about this, and I still just wasn't getting the help that I needed. And I knew that it wasn't in my head. I knew that this pain was severe and serious and shouldn't be there, but no one had been able to address it before. So I came across a book which led me to a referral to Dr. Jodie. His methods and techniques, I think, are sometimes difficult for the lay person to understand, but it works. It's worked for me, and so I'm very grateful for that. And so for people who are having similar things that I've been dealing with, or just any kind of chronic condition or pain, he treats the whole body, not just the parts that are affected, which I totally believe in. And no medication, no, it's all non-invasive treatment. I would highly recommend contacting his office and just sitting down and having a chat with him and having him explain things the way that he did to me. He's very friendly and extremely knowledgeable about everything, and answers all your questions. So.